are very rich in our basketball nature here. So basketball is huge in Marion, still remains huge in Marion.
Tip goes to Marion, Steve Ward, chip, score!
To go to a basketball game in Marion, you automatically come in and feel that team spirit. We're all friends and family when we go to a basketball game in Marion.
The Chief of Staff, Mike Flynn, and I were basketball teammates at Marion High School in 1975.
My senior year, we were actually able to bring back the first state championship that Marion had in 49 years. To see a community unite, it was incredible. We have a very large high school auditorium gymnasium, seats over 7,000 people, and you couldn't walk after the evening when they brought us back.
This past year, in March, we won our 8th state championship, which ties us with Muncie Central High School for the most state championships in the history of Indiana high school basketball, and that's a record we're very pleased with. Marion in its prime was a booming industrial town.
We were a manufacturing community. The population was booming.
Jobs were available everywhere. Back then, if you wanted to work at General Motors, you could get a job at General Motors. If you wanted to work at Atlas, you could get a job.
Just numerous opportunities for adults to get employment here and to make a nice middle-waged income.
Marion, in its prime, was approximately 45,000 people.
A lot of children, a lot of parents, and most of them working in the factories that were here in Marion. It was a nice place to live. The reason I think that there's been such a change in Marion is because of the decline of the industry that we've had here.
We've seen a decline in people. As those manufacturing jobs left, people went elsewhere looking for work.
If a company can provide the same service at a cheaper rate, then that's what they're going to do. They're going to leave and go where they can make more money.
So people had lost their jobs, income's low, then they're getting foreclosed on, and more people moved.
We had a lot of structures and dwellings that were just left abandoned.
10% of the single-family homes within the city limits of Marion were vacant or abandoned.
We have a list upstairs in my office of 200 houses or more that need to be demolished.
There is more decay and blight in town.
A lot of times in blighted areas, you have crime. You have a lot of drugs involved in it.
So that increases fire runs or police runs, so that means that's our tax money going to properties that can be teared down, and that eliminates that threat.
As long as these type of structures exist, it is a huge detriment to the community. When you have potential businesses that look at your community for perhaps relocating, there are several things they look at.
Businesses don't want to come into a city with run-down properties.
People don't want to take and go to an area where they're afraid to get out of their cars at night.
And it just becomes a larger and larger mess. And as property taxes are not paid, the city loses funding, so then they lose their funding to help maintain, because it's left to them to take care of the nuisance, such as mowing and boarding up windows and trying to keep these structures safe. And it ballooned, it mushroomed.
The Blight Elimination Program here in Marion has been such a blessing to our community. Without that revenue source, we would be getting to many fewer homes than we're now able to get to each year and clean up our community.
We're able, through this fund, to take some of those properties and actually demolish them and make it a better area for people.
Because the city of Marion already had a demolition process in place and has had for the past 8 years, when the Blight Elimination Program came in to play, that's additional funds that the city has been able to use on top of their demolition program they already had to address this huge problem, especially in the center city part of the area.
Marion completed its first phase of the Blight Elimination Program in the fall of 2015. During that first phase, they demolished 49 homes using Indiana's Blight Elimination Program. They also were able to leverage the Blight Elimination Program to identify other resources and demolish 15 other homes that used other resources.
We've been able to use this program, the grant money, and basically take down roughly 75 homes so far.
We've been able to be so successful and take down as many houses as we have so quickly because of the team that we have.
The contractors who bid to do this project already know all the steps. They know exactly what they're doing and how it needs to be done. They dedicated their equipment, their trucks, and their people to just this program. So it just moved very smoothly.
I think the Blight Elimination Program has helped Marion with bringing hope back to a part of the city where I feel like people probably felt like there wasn't much hope.
We are a city on the rebound. We are a city that's climbing the mountain. We're going to reach the top of the mountain. We're going to get there, but that's going to take work.
We want to work together as a community to make our community better because that's the only way that it's going to happen.
We understand that we will probably no longer be a manufacturing community that we were in the 60s and 70s. So what Marion has to do is try to set ourselves up to be a place where somebody wants to live. Perhaps they work miles away, but upon completing their work, they want to return someplace where they can enjoy life and have some of the amenities without all of the stress of having the industrial culture around them.
I get people telling me all the time, Jess, we feel like Marion's getting that corner turned. Keep going, get the city turned around, we're going to get there. And I think we're going to get there a lot sooner than people think. We're going to become healthy again, and again, I don't like to lose. I don't plan on losing this. I don't want this city to lose. I want us to be winners. We're used to winning, and we're going to win again.